out pretty strong here in the search and destroy, maybe play a little bit more passive, not so aggressive. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, come on, Europe. Let's do it for us. We're going to search on Yemen. Let's go.
So it's like pubs. They don't have it in yet.
Yeah. Time for a little S&D.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump on board here to Yemen. Now, Yemen is a very, very tight map here with those alleys and corridors, and we're on board with Twiz right off the bat of Team Envious. He is on the North American side, and you see that the North Americans are on offense to kick this off. We will be switching rounds every round now. And let's see Twiz here. He has the Type 95 fully auto right now with the laser sight and reflex attachment. And as we see the breakout for Twiz here, it looks like the North Americans are going to play it a little passive, and it looks like the Europeans draw first blood right there as Ray for the North Americans gets taken out. Minute and 35 now on the clock. We're playing 2-minute rounds, first to 4. And again, we're going to be switching spawns every round. Teams will be rotating offense and defense as we see Gunshi in the feed taking out Merc. And now 5 alive for the Europeans, 3 alive for the North Americans. Twiz starting to make some moves here. A couple more players in the kill feed. And now we take a look at picture-in-picture. We see that Big Timer has the bomb for the North Americans. Him and Twiz are going to be the ones last alive. And you see Twiz picking up a huge kill right there. It was on Raiden. And now they are working together, 2 versus 3. It is Twiz and Big Timer left. And let's see what they can do here to make something happen for their side, being down a man. And that is going to be nice and great position right there. And here's a big gun battle as we see the end of the game there. Nice picking up the kill on Big Timer. And let's take a look at this gun battle in the kill cam. We're going to be able to see as Nice hops off the ledge, picking up some nice hip fire there, but he quickly swaps to his secondary and gets some nice hip fire with that as well. Looks like both players had run out of ammo. So the Europeans are going to take round number 1 here for a 1-0 lead. And now we will swap sides to the Europeans and see just what they can do as Gunshi has pulled the bomb. We take a look here on the overhead map. And it looks like 1 player, 2 players now down for North America. Gunshi now playing this very slowly. So 4v4 situation as the North Americans pick up a couple as well. Ray and took out Nice of the Europeans there. Now Gunshi gets the plant down, so that's going to be a crucial plant. 4 versus 4, 40 seconds left to go as Gunshi picking up some nice hip fire. Shane taking out Karma. Swanee taking out Ray. It's going to be all up to Big Timer, who picks up another kill. 2 kills right there, 1 with a nade. Can he pick up a 3rd for the 3-piece? No, he cannot. Looks like he is being aggressive, making some moves right here. Can he get this shot? It looks like Swanee was in a great position, but nice job by Big Timer. He almost pulled that off. Would have been unbelievable. And here you see Swanee coming around for the support here. Big Timer was in a great position behind that bomb in that gun battle he was engaged in, but Swanee making the heads-up move and coming around as the Europeans take a 2-0 lead. And now we're on board with the North Americans, who do have the bomb on offense, and it is in the hands of Ray of Optic Gaming for the North Americans. And now it looks like a nade from Raiden just took out Toby. Ray now taking out Gunshi. Raiden taking out Ray. So some trading going on. The Europeans have the man advantage 5-4. Minute and 30 seconds now. And it seems like there was a sniper shot coming across the board there. Let's see who it is for the Europeans. Looked like it may have been Raiden. Oh no, it's actually Shane with the ballista iron sights here. We'll stay on board with Shane. And Shane taking a quick scope right there with that ballista and then try to get another. And he decides better. And it looks like Shane was pushed right there by Merc. So now the North Americans with the man advantage. And we're on board with Quantum now. So it's a 2v1 situation. We'll hop on board with Big Timer, who is now, again, the last man standing for the North Americans. Now Big Timer on the prowl, turns around. Can he get that turn on? He does not. And look at this, what a move by Big Timer right there to take out Nice, but he gets shocked right there at the moment. So now a 1v1 situation, 15 seconds left to go. But there you have it, Quantum takes out Big Timer from behind as the Europeans take a 3-0 lead. Let's take a look here on the round-ending kill cam. You see that Quantum came out hunting for Big Timer and located him pretty quickly, but Big Timer made a great play a second ago. However, the North Americans are going to have to pick it up here as the Europeans are just running away with it. A very similar scenario to what we saw in Search and Destroy yesterday on Aftermath. However, that one went into favor of the North Americans 4-0, and now the Europeans coming back for a little revenge. And now we'll hop on board with the Europeans once more as Gunchi does have the bomb. Now looks like Toby pushed in and took out Gunchi. Now we'll hop on board with Shane here. Now Shane deciding to rock that interesting class selection we saw him use the other day. He's got the LSAT. It's an LMG. Oh! Runs right into Karma, who gets a nice knife off on Shane. And now we're on board with Swanee with the M8A1 reflex sight attachment on that. This is a 5 versus 4 in favor of the North Americans, who are just trying to hang on at this moment. But we see Shane Swanee even a nice positioning right here. He got some hit markers, just couldn't finish off that kill. As we take a look at the overhead map view, we see Swanee making some moves here. And there he spots a player up top. Oh, almost got taken out right there. Very nice heads up play by Swanee. Knew another North American player was going to decide to rush him right there. Merc making a heads up play, but Swanee was well aware. And now you see Swanee putting some nice shots in again, but Twiz takes him out. And now we see Quantum here working with his teammates. 30 seconds left. Twiz hopping out at a very bad time. Raiden and Quantum picking up kills there in the feed. Now Nice. One player left alive for the North Americans. It's going to be Toby. And Toby, it's going to be up to him, or else they are going to get 4-0'd here. And there you have it. Nice. In great position to take out Toby as he was trying to wrap around. So the Europeans get some great revenge there. They got 4-0'd yesterday on Aftermath and Search and Destroy, and they repeat the favor here, or return the favor, excuse me, as they take a 4-0 win here on Yemen.
Congratulations to the European team. Now, there's a lot of changes in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and I wanted to. And David Vonderhaar is going to recap some of those, including the create a class, weapons, and the score streaks.
If you're just tuning in, you're seeing a lot of new features that likely require a bit of explanation. So let me give you the quick recap. With the new created class in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, we're putting the power back into the hands of a player to customize for his play experience. We give you 10 points, and you can use those points to allocate in any way in which you will be successful in the field. In fact, you don't even have to take content from a particular category of content if you don't want to. You can forgo a particular weapon, maybe your secondary, and then use that point somewhere else. For example, an extra perk. And with the wild cards, you can bend and extend and break the rules for even greater customization and flexibility. Let me tell you about score streaks. Score streaks replace kill streaks. And here's how this works. Anything you do in the game that earns you score is helping you earn your rewards. Every score streak has its score requirement. Therefore, there's no strict mutual exclusivity. In fact, you can earn 2 rewards in a single scoring event. Using score allows us to reward players for playing the objective and helping their team win. Now, you don't even have to be a Slayer, a guy with a high KD ratio. But it doesn't hurt either, because getting kills also earns you score. Weapons and attachments have changed in a pretty significant way in Black Ops 2. We're using the 2025 time period as inspiration for all sorts of new gadgets and technologies that we can put back in the hands of a player. And the attachments are particularly interesting because this is the only way you're going to be able to modify the behavior of a weapon. For example, the laser sight actually is visualized on the gun. so you can see when someone is doing work to you at close range, firing from the hip. The MMS is a really good example of an attachment where you actually send a pulse wave through the world and can detect people. It's a rusher's tool. You will see them when they're stationary and through smoke. You can use that in a standoff battle and take that guy down. So that's a very brief overview of our core gameplay systems. And we're really excited that the guys on the show floor get to experience this right now, and the rest of you will get to experience it on November 13th.
Europe, that one is for you. We went from a clean sweep for the North Americans last night to a clean sweep for Europe tonight. What's going on there?
Well, you know, they bounced back and they sought out some revenge. I think they played that beautifully. The way they just controlled the map there worked out in their favor, obviously. It's 4-0.
Looked like the North Americans had chosen their game plan. They had picked their spots. They played quite defensively. Didn't pay off.
No, the Europeans just had a really, really good strategy right there. They worked together as a team. You saw them moving around the map in squads. You know, they split up together. So I think it worked out in their favor. You saw the North Americans deciding to kind of push as a whole entire unit and allowed the Europeans to kind of get a squad of 3 around on the backside of the North Americans in a couple instances.
That's it, and good to see Quantum, one of our German players. He's been quite quiet this week. He's coming up big tonight, though. He had that big final kill in round 3, and he's top scoring player in the round again. Yeah.
Well, you have Quantum, and looks like you had Nice actually go big that round as well. So yeah, I mean, you had some players show up for the Europeans that game.
Good stuff. Okay, so we're moving on to Hardpoint. Now this is going to be our last game mode for the week. It's good to finish on a new game mode. What's some of the highlights we've seen from Hardpoint this week?
Yeah, we're actually going to play 2 rounds of Hardpoint. So Hardpoint's that new game mode that we have here, introduced in Black Ops 2. It's very similar to like a traditional King of the Hill game mode that you might have played in some other games, but we're playing it on cargo. So this is actually, it's really fun to watch. You get these hardpoints, you're going to have to try and control those areas where the hard point is located. Every time your team is in the hill or on the hard point, you're going to get basically a point for every second. So you can just have one player in and surround, get set up. It's going to make for some nice setups here with the pro players, and we get to look at that.
Right, and I love this game mode because it really focuses the action on that hard point, so you get lots of good action around that area. Okay, so we're North America against Europe again. Hard point on cargo. Let's go.
Let's go. Beat that ass.
So here we go, cargo hardpoint, and I'm going to try and keep up with you all, but you know what? This is so fast-paced. Let's put my codcasting skills to the test. It's going to be so tough, and you'll see it immediately. We're going to take an overhead map view as we see the breakout, and there you go. Look how close these teams are to each other right off the spawn. Great map, and there it is right in the office building, and look at that push from the North Americans, and there you have it. They set themselves up for it. Nice, throwing a frag over the top of the building, and now we're on board with the Europeans. It's going to be Raiden. However, the North Americans do get onto that hard point. We'll take a look at the picture-in-picture. You see that Merc and Ray are located on that hard point right now as Ray picking up a huge double kill right there. Very nice hip fire, and you hear the crowd giving a round of applause for that move. And now Ray is just bouncing around, dodging all sorts of grenades, and look at that skill out of Ray of Optic Gaming. And now we're on board with Toby for the North Americans, picking up a nice 2-piece as well. 2 big kills right there. The North Americans were able to push their whole team into this hard point. And it looks like Toby has secured some score streaks here. He's got a UAV, counter UAV, very nice 2-piece there as well. And you see that Toby doesn't have a secondary equipped, so when he swapped over to a secondary, he had the combat knife. So he decided to go ahead and leave the secondary out of play in this particular class. And he sacrificed that for something else. And now he's going to go ahead and toss out a hunter-killer drone. And now he's going to call in a UAV as well as Quantum comes in. Didn't even know Toby was still remaining. So Toby on a kill streak here. He has 6 in a row. You see that his teammate Ray on the picture-in-picture is on the hard point. Now Toby is going to play this safe. Calls in another hunter-killer drone here. He's going to throw that out. He's picking up UAV assist as well. And so he does have that care package coming in, and he has secured yet another. So he gets a Guardian turret there with that care package. So Toby now making moves. The action is across the map. As you see one player there getting taken out, those UAV assists racking up for him right now. He does have another care package, but he's going to decide not to call that in, but he's going to run into a flurry of European players here. Again, Toby now turning the corner. Toby is actually European himself, filling in, and look at this. Comes upon 3 players, could have had a massive play but he decided to hip fire. It just didn't work out for him, and he's going to call in this Guardian turret. He's going to think otherwise of positioning here, and it looks like he's going to put it here on this staircase, and look at that positioning. That is going to be a very, very good position for that Guardian turret. No Europeans are coming up that back staircase. I guarantee you that. And look at this. He's just going to wait here and lock down this position. He does have that other care package, so we're still on board with Toby with the MSMC at the moment. And it looks like the hard point has been contested. However, 2 more teammates for Toby have secured that, and it looks like the North Americans are just doing an amazing job right now as they have the lead 97-29. However, the Europeans do manage to get onto that hard point via the opposite side of where Toby put his Guardian turret, and he's trying to call in that care package. And right now you see care packages abound dropping for the North Americans, so it looks like they are all using the care package score streak. And there's a UAV that comes in, and now Toby making moves. He's going to go down, and let's jump on board with Raiden for the Europeans, who is now on a 4-kill streak. And Shane going massive with a lightning strike, picking up a quad feed right there. Let's jump on board with Shane. He picked up that huge quad, and that allowed the Europeans to secure the office here. And let's see what Shane can do, but Shane gets picked off from behind as one of the North Americans climbed through the window. And now we're still on board with Shane. As you see, it's going to be a massive gun battle here in the office. And look at that shot by Shane. Just, oh my goodness, just decimating the North Americans with a nice 2-piece there. What a shot that was with the hip. And he does have a care package as well. Let's take a look here. Looks like all of the North Americans are on the objective here, extending their lead now. 2 minutes remaining. Why don't we take a listen in and hear just what they're saying.
Middle map, middle map.
Yeah, that'll matter.
Hardpoint identified.
So we got top, two up top.
He's heckling to right below it.
I got naded.
Behind us.
Yo, on the hard point,
Stand up top or behind us, or I actually don't know where.
Left side.
Hardpoint
Big kill.
All right, so you heard the North Americans. They're actually relatively quiet, in my opinion. They did have some good communication there. We heard Toby early on making a few good call-outs to kick off that communication for the team, as Merck now calling in a care package as well. You're seeing a lot of players using care packages here on Cargo, and it's just really interesting to watch. You get a bunch of these score streak drops coming in, and they do really help your team here on Hardpoint as a Hunter Killer drone is out. And look at that, Merck tosses out that Hunter Killer drone right before he takes the death, and then immediately just took a face-off. And now you see 30 seconds left to go in this Hardpoint, 149 to 100. And it looks like the Europeans actually have been mathematically eliminated because there just aren't enough seconds left in the game for them to come back. But we see that they are trying to actually jump on that objective and keep the score as close as possible. Hats off to these European players right now. 13 seconds left to go. Looks like Gunchi here is still looking for blood, and he spots it in Merck. Takes out Merck, 5 seconds left, and the North American side is going to take this hard point. And let's see your final score, 149 to 127. And let's take a look at the final kill cam. Oh, look at Optic Gaming with a little bit of a celebration. And look at Optic Ray with 2 lethal grenades flying everywhere on the kill cam. And Ray getting your final kill. And we'll have one more hard point coming up for you.
All right, there we go. Is that our first quad feed this week?
That was not the first quad feed, but it was a very big quad feed.
There was lots going on there, and great to see some of those score streaks coming out as well. Those care packages really playing a big part in that game.
Yeah, it seemed like the North American strategy. Usually, you saw a lot of care packages coming in on the map, and I like that strategy. Lots of care packages around the corners, so they were always able to get to some piece of equipment that's going to help them out.
Particularly cool seeing Toby make good defensive use of that microwave turret, right?
Yeah, that was actually a really good position. I didn't think he was going to be able to get it down on that staircase, but he managed to find a good spot for it, and it really locked down that area and really allowed the North Americans to get a lot of points on the board, and that's where they really kind of extended their lead.
Yeah. That's it. All right. We're going to go straight back into it, squeeze in some more gameplay tonight. Hardpoint on Turbine.
Yep, Turbine's a little bit bigger of a map, but it still plays extremely fast. Turbine takes place on a wind farm, so you can actually climb on everything on this map, just about. Every rock, every surface, it's almost climbable, almost all of them. So it's really fun to watch because you can actually surprise a lot of people who are up on ledges if you kind of climb up on them, and you'll see a lot of that here on Turbine.
All right, lots of ground to cover on Turbine. Let's get back into it. Cheers.
So as the lobby countdown goes to 0, we are now on Turbine. We're playing Hardpoint once again. Some fast and furious action, and I'm just in love with it. Game mode has been working great. And now you see Twiz for the North Americans on your cam. I'm actually going to go ahead and switch to the Europeans and jump on board with Gunshi, who was hot earlier in the week. And I want to actually hear how the Europeans are communicating right off the bat on their breakout here. So we'll go ahead and listen in right off the bat as this first hard point activates.
There's only 2 of us in there, man. Get in the hard point. Get in there.
On top of it.
One's on the towers.
Dead.
Right, one on the hard point. Guy, coming in the mid.
Have a guy bottom mid? Yeah, bottom, yeah.
Getting shot on the back from bottom mid. Behind me.
One shot bottom mid, by the rock.
2 behind us. He's in the last 20. Okay, man, hold this, get in, he's in now. Well, I'll keep getting. Well, one more you can
identified.
So the Europeans there communicating effectively, and they actually take a huge substantial lead. They've done a lot right there, as we saw Nice. Nice was doing all sorts of work there on that objective, and he picked up a couple crucial kills that allowed him to get quite a few more points on the board for the Europeans. And now we're on board with Quantum, as you see in the lower left part of your screen on the nameplate. And now Quantum is going to go ahead and throw a grenade here on the bridge. And it looks like this is actually a contested hard point. Now, you can actually be below or on top of the bridge here and still capture the hard point as Quantum does go down. And we see Nice is kind of just hanging tight here. And he is trying to just stay on this hard point for his team. He's in a good position as his nade comes in, and he does pull off some nice shots right there, but doesn't get the kill. As we see a Nice spawning back in, it looks like the North Americans now have control of that objective. We'll jump on board with Ray, who's on a 3-kill streak here, and Ray actually goes down. We'll swap again to Toby, who's on the objective. He gets taken out. Now we'll jump on board with Karma. Karma now getting a care package coming in. He's actually going to get a death machine here, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and pull out the combat knife. The combat knife actually does allow you to run faster. Oh, actually, that's not a death machine. That is actually a turret. So that turret is going to do some work. He's throwing out a shock charge as well, double shock charge over there in that corner, picking up the hit markers with that shock charge, getting a UAV assist as well, and a shock assist. Got 3 UAV assists and a shock assist, and basically a quad assist feed, if you want to say that. And so this turret doing some work. And look at Karma just doing all sorts of damage to the Europeans, as the North Americans have now taken the lead by 20 points. And Karma has managed to stay alive on that objective for so long. And nades abound, come in and take Karma out. It was Raiden's frag who managed to take him out. And now Ray takes Karma's spot on the objective. So the North Americans doing a great job of rotating the objective play. And let's see if another jumps on it. Doesn't look like anybody has. We'll jump back on board with the Europeans. We're in the eyes of Swanee now. Swanee with the Type 25 trying to aggressively get over to this new hard point. Looks like the Europeans do manage to get it. Swanee now with some nice hip fire there for the kill on Big Timer. And spots another. And another with the 3-piece. Can he make it 4? No, he cannot. But a nice play there by Swanee to secure this choke point for his squad. Pulling some shots there off his spawn. And now 72-58, the Europeans coming back in this game. As we take a look here on the map, it's a fierce battle for this control of the turret building. And Swanee with a great job right there as well, picking up another 2-piece and throwing a Semtex there. Swanee coming up massive for his team right now. 1 minute and 59 seconds left to go. The Europeans have now taken the lead, 76 to 75. And there you see Swanee picking up some nice shots again with that Type 25. Coming back around, he's just controlling this room. Great job by Swanee picking up another kill there. Is another player going to breach? The hard point has now finished off in this room. And now the North Americans have been on that next hard point, so they actually take the lead back. And now we take a look at the picture-in-picture. Merc is on the objective with Ray for the North Americans. The Europeans really have to get there and get control back quickly. They did do a great job in that top turret building, but now this hard point is here down in the pipe, and it looks like Merc's going to get taken out. So a 20-point lead for the North Americans. There are about 70 points available on the clock right now. The Europeans have gotten control again, but both two players, Shane and Nice, get naded off by Ray, who made a huge play. We're on board with Gunshi now, picking off Twiz, and the North Americans are in control. So this is desperation time for the Europeans. They're going to have to get this, as it looks like Toby takes out Swanee and Gunshi, and that is not good. And we have to see some action out of the Europeans right now. North Americans are doing a great job picking up the kills and controlling the moments around this objective. But look at this. We just saw 5 Europeans jump on the objective, and they're going to have to take out the one North American who's on it, and they do manage to do that. They do actually have enough time, it looks like. They have to control it. They have to control this objective the entire time if they want to come back. And now you see it is contested, and there is enough time for the Europeans. This is going to be an extremely close game here, folks. They have to find that North American who is on it. It looks like they're going to have to get him off right now, and I think the North Americans just won it. This is going to be so close at the end. Actually, can we see a draw here? What is going on? 2 points for the North Americans as they win this one. Great job by both teams there. So close. As we see Twiz on the final kill cam. So the North Americans take that last one by 2 points. Great sportsmanship by our teams here. And that's going to call it, folks. You see on the scoreboard, Karma going huge with a very positive kill-death ratio for the North Americans at 23 and 11. That was probably the difference maker.
More 2 pieces and 3 pieces than a fried chicken restaurant. I'm starting to feel quite hungry up in here. Some amazing action in there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good game. I didn't know who was going to win there at the end. There was just enough time on the board for the Europeans to come back. But you saw the North Americans were blocking that hard point by contesting it at the very end, and they did it just in time. It was a 2-second difference.
And we've got time, I think, for one more game. We're going to squeeze it in right at the end here. That's great news. So we're going to go on a hard point on Aftermath. Okay. Let's go on with it, yeah?
Yeah. Absolutely. So looks like we had just enough time here, folks, to bring another game to you. So here we go. It's going to be a hard point on Aftermath. So absolutely fantastic that we get to bring you another game. We were supposed to be out of time, but looks like, hey, power to the players. We're going to give you one more. So now we're on board with North America off the bat. You know what? I want to actually spectate Big Timer to kick things off. He has the MP7, and the MP7 with extended clips, it looks like, because he has 54 rounds there. And he's going to go ahead and toss out a shock charge right off the bat to control that middle choke point. He's going to try and hip fire with that laser sight attachment. It's not that good, Big Timer. So he didn't manage to get the kill right there. And as he spawns back in, you see the hard point is located inside this headquarters building right now, and it looks like Big Timer does pick up a nice 2-piece right there, jumping around the corner, and he makes it 3, but almost makes it 4. And now Big Timer spawning back in, he gets taken out, and let's see, this hard point has a lot of action on it. We'll jump on board with Quantum, who's managing to stay alive. It is contested, and now you see the Europeans managing to clear it out, and Quantum has a good sight on that choke point. He's got 2 doorways he's got to look after. Nice shot right there, but Nice comes up massive with a 3-piece grenade through the doorway, and that's going to hold it down for a few more seconds for the Europeans. And the Europeans now have great control as we take a look at the map. Yes, they do. They have great control here, but the hard point has switched. And let's see what team can make it there first, as it's an all-out rush for that hard point. But the North Americans get a great spawn there, and this is going to be a convergence here. So the North Americans do have control now, but we see that we have the Europeans closing in quickly, and it looks like the Europeans have managed to gain control. of this area once more as we see Quantum pulling off some nice shots there on Toby. And the Europeans are flooding in from that side. And however, the North Americans do come up and get Quantum. I'm surprised he didn't try and control that top area a little bit more. And now you see the North Americans do have control there on the hard point. We're on board with Twiz now, and you see the mini-map is lit up from a UAV. And they're just trying to hang tight here, and look at this. This could be massive from Twiz. And yes, it is, picking up 3 kills there with the Hellstorm. So many players for the Europeans were bunched up right there. And they do get a spawn across the map, but you know what? It was just in time. And we'll jump on board with the Europeans as Swanee is now on the objective. And so the Europeans are going to spawn here near the objective and get some time on the board, but the North Americans get there so quickly. North Americans have been so fast to get there, but the Europeans actually have a turret. It's a Guardian turret located right on the objective. You see that right there on Gunshy's screen. And it looks like the North Americans may have taken it out, which would have been a very smart move. Yes, they did. However, the Europeans are on this objective, and let's see what Shane can do here with the R870. It's a shotgun, a very nice choice right here. With the R870, he's going to be in very close quarters, but you know what? It cost him right there, so he was laying down in the wide open. Now Shane with a care package, he's going to go ahead and call this in and see if he can help his team out. And Big Timer now on a 5-kill streak for the North Americans. He's getting UAV assists on the board, and the Europeans have the lead by 1 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. You see a bunch of care packages coming in for both our teams, and it looks like a turret. No, that is a war machine that comes out for Big Timer. This could be absolutely devastating. We'll stay on board with him, as this war machine could be massive if he catches some Europeans piled up on the next objective here. And the Europeans are on that. They are scoring points at the moment. It looks like Big Timer's going to decide to go for the cutoff, but he gets taken out. So very unfortunate there. And now Gunshy on a 4-kill streak. Let's go ahead and jump on board with him. He gets taken out. Now Twiz on the objective for the North Americans. He is racking up points with control. And now let's see what Twiz can do here to try and hold this down. Looks like the North Americans are going to rack up some points here. Oh my. Looks like the Europeans are spawning so far across the map right now. They have some work to do as Twiz is locking this down. And Twiz getting taken out right there. So now let's see what goes down as the Europeans now get control back. So this is all back and forth. Europeans trying to get control. The hard point has switched. And it's in a new location. Let's jump on board with the players from North America who have managed to find it. And it is indoors here. Let's see if they can get a setup before the Europeans can breach the doors, and it looks like the North Americans are set up nicely. They have 3 or 4 players around that objective. Meanwhile, their teammates are trying to hold off the Europeans, who are making a huge push here. That door is loaded with European players, and let's see if they can actually make it through. They are not managing to come through, but on the backside, there are 3 European players coming through, and they are contesting this nice and effectively. Raiden here as well for the Europeans. Now 2 players on for the European side, and I have a feeling we're going to have a very close one last minute of this game as we see a frag grenade coming in for Raiden, an assist there for Raiden as well, but the North Americans have a Guardian turret in a great position right there. 50 seconds left to go here. The Europeans have to make a move. They are down by 37 points, so if the Europeans don't get control here, it is going to be the game. And it looks like that's going to be it. 30 seconds left to go, but the North Americans have already secured the victory. We're on board with Raiden. We'll swap back over to the North American side, and we'll see just what they're talking about. Actually, we have 18 seconds. I'm not going to cut to a listen in. We'll just let Merc close it out here. 10 seconds left to go. Now Merc looking for one more player to take out. This is going to be your final kill cam. And there it is. Merc spots Raiden, and he takes out Nice instead. So the North Americans take it 149 to 101 to conclude the Black Ops stream here from Gamescom. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We'll take it to Major Nelson.
There you go, the North Americans winning hardpoint, brand new mode there on Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now just a reminder, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is coming November 13th, And for all your pre-order information and details on how you can get Nuketown 2025 absolutely free, go to callofduty.com/Black Ops. Let me get Graham back in here. Graham, we're wrapping it up. It's been a great 4 days, hasn't it?
It's been an amazing 4 days, and what a great way to finish off tonight. Lots of 2 pieces, 3 pieces, and a couple of quad feeds as well. So, and lots of streaks.
It's like a chicken restaurant. Is that what I heard you say earlier?
Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's go and have dinner.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody here in Cologne, the fantastic team at Activision, of course, at Xbox, and our production crew. What a wonderful time we've had for the past 4 days. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we'd enjoyed bringing it to you, right, Graham?
Yeah, we've had a wonderful time. Yeah, especially want to thank Castro for podcasting all those games this week. He didn't even have any help from Vaughn tonight. So
yeah,
you know,
he was on his own.
He's done an amazing job. And thanks to the crew, both on the booth here and behind the scenes as well. Did an amazing job to bring this to you. Thank you.
There you go. Again, Black Ops coming to Call of Duty Black Ops 2 coming November 13th. You're going to be picking that up, right?
I will be there on launch night in the UK. I cannot wait.
Get your pre-order in. I'm Larry Herb, Xbox Live's Major Nelson.
I'm Graham Boyd, Xbox Live's AC Bongos.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Tschüss aus Köln.